All right, guys, we are back with round one Edison format at Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got Jimmy nguyen on the left playing Scourge Vayu versus Nate on the right playing, what's Nate playing? I believe he's playing Diva Heroes Zombies, but we'll see. So it looks like who won the roll. Nate won the roll, starts out by activating a lure. Now, these two, I say, were our regulars on the channel. Jimmy took a long break, but he's kind of playing a little bit more retro Yu-Gi-Oh! Recently. He actually played this deck at YCS Orlando in case you got paired against him. But this tournament was before Orlando. So Jimmy's got 2 wins on the channel, 1 in Edison, 1 in Hat, while Nate's got 5. Nate's got what? 2 in Hat and 3 in Edison. So he starts out by Stratos into Prodigy after he lures away his Mally. Now, who am I going to root for? I'm going to root for Nolaris because Nate's already won like 3 times with this deck. At least 2, maybe 3. So Stratos, set 1, pass to Jimmy. And Jimmy summons Card Trooper. Activates Card Trooper, mills Elfin, Elfin, Phantom of Chaos, Phantom of Chaos. I believe he's on 3 Phantom of Chaos. So attacks over Stratos for 100. Yeah, you kind of don't want to mill those Phantom of Chaos. There's 2 of them already. I wonder if Jimmy's on 2 or 3. I'm not sure. Okay. Actually got knocked out at my first loss at YCS Orlando was to Scourge. Sometimes it's a hard deck to beat. So here comes Prodigy into Caius. Attacks Jimmy for 24. Gores. I smell the Gores. Maybe not. Yeah, 24. Oh, here we go. 24. All right, so no Gores from Jimmy. He just drew Foolish. I don't know if that helps. If he has a 3rd Phantom of Chaos, it might help. Unless he could Foolish Vayu. All right, so he starts. Yeah, he can Lila, pop the back row, and then Foolish Vayu. Okay, this is good. Now Foolish Vayu, and then you can run over the Caius. This is what. Oh, dark. Okay, it's worse than I thought. Now you can Foolish Vayu as well if you want. You can Foolish Plague. Okay, so yeah, Jimmy had a lot of options. He could have Foolish Plague, made Goyo take the Caius, but he had Dark Arm. Foolish Vayu. Again, I don't know Jimmy's hand, so all I saw was a Raiko and a Foolish. But he's kind of forcing Nate. Okay, so now he mind controls the Dark Arm, so he'll be able to get rid of the Dark Arm and the Lila. So pop the Lila. Summons Reaper. Oof. That hurts. I remember one time I played Nate, and it's weird seeing 2 Dark Arms on the field. I remember I brain controlled his Dark Arm to make my Dark Arm live, and then I dropped my Dark Arm. I attacked him with 2 Dark Arms. It's like the only time I've ever seen anyone pull it off. And my Dark Arm was dead. Like, yeah, it was so dead. And him leaving his Dark Armed up with thanks to brain control or wind control, I was able to make mine live. What's funny is I did win that game, obviously, but I lost the match anyway. It was unfortunate. Okay, so we're at 51 to 53. Let's see what Jimmy can do. Yeah, sometimes I go into a rant and I don't pay attention to the game, so I miss stuff when I'm telling stories because it's just the way I do commentary. I like to give you guys stories of things that happened to me, scenarios that remind me of stuff that happened to me in the past or that I saw in the past. Like, because I watched so many duels. I watched so many duels in real life, and watching replays. Let's see what Jimmy can do. So he special summons a Dark Creator. He's got 5 darks. Special summons the Creator in defense mode. And he still has Foolish, so. Okay, so he's going to banish. Oh, all 3 his Phantom of Chaoses are gone. Oh, but you can bring back Phantom of Chaos, Phantom of Chaos. Okay, that's good. And then copy Dark Arm. Ooh! Jimmy's cooking. Yeah, copy Dark Arm. Again, I've never played this deck, and honestly don't have much experience playing against it. It's a scary deck. I know right now in the Edison community, we're kind of like everyone's worried about the Fork deck, not just the Fork deck, the Gigabytes deck. They're like the 2 most feared decks. This deck is also scary. Dragon Turbo is another. Those are like the 4 just decks that people are afraid of. So I think maybe he's out of darks, but he got rid of the Reaper, got rid of the Mirror Force. Maybe he can Foolish. Burial would be insane right here. Okay, so he Foolishes. Oh, he still has Elfin. So Foolish, Vayu. Do you care about his last back row is the question. I'm not sure. All right. Vayu, Elfin. So he hit the Mirror Force. The only thing you get punished by here is Torrential, but maybe he doesn't have it. He probably has the read that Nate doesn't have Torrential, so it's okay. Yeah. If you have the read that he doesn't have Torrential, then this is fine. Oh, he's trying to normal summon. Wait, does it not copy the level, or only copies the, I guess it only copies the effect. Oh, yeah, he had normal summon. He's special summon creator, brought back, then goes Goyo. Nate's at 51. This is 53. Yeah, this is game. And what's Nate's back row? It is return, so he's going to pay half his life just to stay alive. Now, Jimmy could take one of those monsters if he wants. I mean, why not? Just take the Caius. Just take it. Yeah. Or, so Jimmy chose not to. It was a free monster. It's, I don't know. Do you take it? I'm not sure. Could it come back to bite you? It could if he. I mean, his Mirror Force is gone. If you give him, like, if he runs over your Caius, I'm not sure. That's just like, you don't need the Caius. Maybe you're better off just not giving it to him. Like, I don't know what could go wrong. So he does decide to take it. I'm just trying to think what could go wrong. Like a Dark Arm. If you give him an extra dark for Dark Arm, is like the only thing I can think of. Yeah, that's it. It's like he has one Dark Reaper, but he's got 2 cards. But then again, having the Caius allows you to bring back Plague for free with Phantom of Chaos if you have another Dark. If he has another Dark, or he can just top for Plague, so it might be worth taking the Caius there. Yep, so Nate concedes game 1, and we'll see who move on with a round 1 win in this tournament. Yeah, it's funny because usually Norlaris wins when they Norlaris you turn 1, but that game Jimmy didn't even Norlaris. He milled all 3 of the Phantom of Chaoses. So game 1 goes to Jimmy. Jimmy did okay at Orlando with this deck. Spoiler alert: I think he went like 5-2. I know he lost. He lost to the GB player who got second. I know that was one of Jimmy's losses, and I think from what I heard, Jimmy didn't appeal a ruling. That's what Jimmy told me. Again, that's taking his word for it. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't watching, but Jimmy didn't appeal a ruling about Raikou versus Sam Knight, and I told Jimmy that Sam Knight's just like Shura. It has to send it to the graveyard. So here comes Solar Recharge, draw Dark Creator and trade in. Mill trade in and Lila. And now Jimmy is going to, so Nate's got Stratos, a back row. All right, let's see. Here comes trade-in, discard Dark Creator, draws, I think it just drew Elfin. See, I like having Elfin in the deck, in my Vayu deck, but man, it can be such a break if you don't draw Greffer with it. That's the only issue. It's kind of like, it's definitely a Garnet. But people want to play because of Eradicator. How good is Eradicator in the main? That's the crazy. I don't know, maybe. I might try it. All right, so Jimmy sets a monster, sets a back row, passes to Nate. Nate activates Micro. This might be a quick second game, especially if he set the Raikou. Let's see. I got some guy at RBTLA. I set Vayu and he mind controlled. Oh, yep. So he set the Necro Gardener. I think it cost him the game too. Sometimes you got to be careful with those mind controls. I know you want to go for the. You just got to really look at the situation. Because those mind control plays are huge against like Raikou decks, Raikou hamster decks. All right, tributes Necrogardna for probably Elfin or Sirocco. For Elfin, now its effect will activate if you care, but you probably rather get the 400 damage. Yep, attack for 400, 7862. Consecrated Light. Ooh, yeah. See, it's weird, but apparently some online people side in Consecrated Light in zombies, which is something that I didn't expect. Because Nate and I were testing, like, I think it was right before I went to Orlando. Yeah, it was like a few days before I left, like maybe a week before I left to YCS Orlando, and he dropped the Consecrated Light against me because I think zombies is a real deck. You occasionally run into it at big events, but it's definitely losing popularity at the moment. Okay, so Nate chose not to summon the Consecrated. All right, he might be on tilt. Who knows? But I believe he has Consecrated. Chose not to summon it. Okay, so Jimmy summons. Yeah, this is good because you have Elfin with Vayu. So attack him for 3,000, leaving Nate at 46. So now he should. Oh, I thought he hadn't attacked yet. Or sorry, I thought he attacked already. So here, Nate summons Kaiku, Jimmy with the Book of Moon. This is a card that I think is going to go back in people's decks. Because it's good against the Gigavice deck. It's pretty good against, well, you get Truenated or Heavy Storm against the Forg deck, but it's pretty good against Gigavice, so I can see this card is going to see a lot more play, especially in Vayu Turbo decks and Blackwing decks. Yeah, I think this card is gonna come back into the meta here coming soon. Like, I used to never expect Book of Moon, even though I ran one Book of Moon in my Blackwing deck at YCS Orlando. But yeah, this card is a card that you kind of have to. I think people are gonna start playing it. Same thing with Wing Blast. Wing Blast is gonna pick up in popularity as well because it's so good against the Gigavice deck. Even though Gigavice, I think there was a big online Edison tournament last weekend. I think Gigavice did okay at that event. Now, Gigavice didn't do well at RBETLA, but okay. So here he crows the Plague. Maybe he's afraid of Dark Armed. Doesn't want him to. Maybe he's got the Dark Count. So we'll see. All right, so he special summons Greffer, and Nate picks up his cards. All right, so Jimmy wins round one with Norlaris. We'll see how he does with this deck. Hope you guys enjoyed that match, and check out the link in the description. I have a coupon code for 5% off Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles and product at Epic Cards and Games. My code is my first and last name, Oscar Zelaya, one word, all caps. And yep, I'll see you guys next time. But as far as I think he was on tilt. I think he was just really upset about he's playing against Norlaris. Yeah, it's an annoying deck. I guess my first loss in Orlando was to Norlaris, and I think I won. Did I win game 1? No. Game 3, he just went first and Norlaris me, and I couldn't do anything. And it was crazy is I told the story before on the channel, but like I top decked Dark Arm. Special summon, I had exactly 3 darks because he Norlaris me, had no cards. Draw into Dark Arm. I had exactly 3 darks, pretty lucky. And I special summon Dark Arm. I'm thinking, okay, it's my day. That's what I remember that's what crossed my mind. I was like, it's my day. I'm just getting lucky. Because you have to get lucky in order to like win in Yu-Gi-Oh! Win big tournaments, you have to get lucky. You ask anyone who's ever won a big tournament, they'll always tell you, yeah, you gotta be lucky that day. And but then he Norlaris me again and I lost. He had to Norlaris. That's like the only way he could deal with my Dark Arm is by Norlarising me a second time. It was ridiculous. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that match, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.